Point shoes. Made out of cardboard and glue, these handcrafted shoes are like an instrument to a dancer and relied on to support them. But these shoes wear down. Wearing dead point shoes can be very painful and result in injury. On top of that, it can be impossible to properly execute steps while not being supported. Point shoes can be very expensive, and the price can be very overwhelming to young dancers. Thankfully, Discount Dance provides affordable, high-quality point shoes for all dancers and can help you live out your dancing dreams.
Good morning, Clairemont High School, and welcome to Live from the Tribe, your source for school news and information.
I'm Senna and she is Jade, and we have all your school news and information for the week of March 1st to the 6th.
Women's History Month starts this March. Its creation was created to honor all of the women's contributions to our nation's history. Originally, it started in Santa Rosa, California, and planned to have a Women's History Week in 1973. This celebration of Women's History Week slowly grew into other communities, becoming more normalized. In 1983, the National Women's Society was able to get recognized nationally. And even better, a couple of years later, in 1987, Congress changed it from being just a simple week to an entire month. And now, since 1995, every president has designated the month of March as Women's History Month. For this month, March 8th will be a panel for women's leadership in tech, 9th being a gallery walk, reimagined futures and possibilities of Black people across the globe through the lens of Afrofuturism. The 11th is the Maya Lin Festival, the 16th there will be a panel about women in photography, and finally, the 30th will be a panel about the Olivia Record story. For more information, take a look at womenshistorymonth.gov.
Once again, we are tested on what we have learned from Fletch's class. Are you smarter than a 5th grader when it comes to our political practices? Let's go around campus and see who's got the common sense about what's happening in Washington, D.C.
As the United States enters its next election season, I figured it's time that we touch up on our basic U.S. government knowledge. So, I asked students around campus basic questions to figure out if they know as much of the government as they should. Let's find out. What are the three branches of the U.S. government?
Legislative, executive, and judicial. There we go.
Legislative, judicial, and executive.
Which president is on a $20 bill?
Oh, God. Oh, okay. Honestly, I'll go with Martin Luther King.
$20 bill. Andrew Jackson.
Who are the four presidents carved into Mount Rushmore?
Oh, fudge. Skip. Nope.
Joe Biden, Kalama Harris, Robinette, and me. I'm carved into the mountain, believe it or not.
What's the point of the primary election?
Primary elections. To get a president, I don't know.
Yeah, the point of the primary.
Speaking of the primary elections, this is where each political party nominates their representative for the chance at the White House. March 5th is when California citizens cast in their votes for whichever representative they choose. So, if you're over 18 years old, make sure you vote and head to sos.ca.gov to learn more. Ryan Moyers, CSN.
If you got a D or an F in history, math, English, or science, Spanish too, and you don't want to do summer school to make up for it, then sign up for 5th period starting March 4th through April 18th by talking to your counselor or scanning the QR code on the screen. Classes run Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 3:45 to 4:45. Integrated Math 1, 2, or 3, A or B, will be held in room 406, Biology 1 or 2, and Chemistry 1 or 2 will be held in room 314, Spanish 1 through 4 will be held in room 102, and lastly, Mr. Fletcher will be helping with English and or History in room 103. Hurry and sign up today because classes will be starting very soon.
With March right around the corner, so is the beginning of earlier wake-up times and later nights. With the constant changing in times throughout the year, you can't help but wonder why these changes exist. A common misconception includes the popular theory that it was introduced to create more farming time, but that isn't the case. One of the first introductions to daylight savings was in Germany of 1916 to make more time for World War I efforts, in which the US quickly followed suit in 1918. Though it was originally for war measures and was reinstituted later on, many states were still in a free-for-all with their times. Congress eventually passed the Uniform Time Act in 1966 to standardize daylight savings. Hawaii and Arizona opted out of this decision, which is why these states have standard time all year long. Many agree it's time to get rid of this inconvenience. About 62% of Americans are ready to end daylight savings, while 21% opt to keep the practice. For now, it's safe to say that it's going to stick around, so make sure you set an alarm on March 10th to make sure your clocks get changed to an hour ahead.
If you're a junior, listen up. You and your mentor should have discussed this already. Some of you have field trips coming up, while others have already went. For those who have theirs coming up still, make sure to get that permission slip signed by your parents and turned in. If you don't have a teacher taking mentor permission slips, then you can go find Miss Aubrey in the Business Academy building and figure out where to turn in the slip. These field trips will be taking place for only the month of February. Make sure you have all your forms in line to have this unique experience with your mentors.
Attention seniors, experience a once-in-a-lifetime experience on June 2nd where buses will depart CHS to Disneyland Resort at 8 a.m. and return to CHS around 4:30 a.m. Monday morning. The deadline for purchasing grad night tickets is March 22nd. In order to purchase a ticket, students must complete a contract available on the CHS Foundation website or outside of Miss Heidi's office. Tickets may be purchased online for $291 or physically for $285 outside of the office on Wednesdays during lunch. Ticket purchase includes bus transportation, a park hopper ticket, and access to the grad night private party at California Adventure. Tickets are limited. It's first come, first serve. Remember, the last day to purchase tickets is March 22nd. Find more information and download contracts on the CHS Foundation website.
If you walked outside of our school, you may have noticed a new addition. Last Saturday, Ryan Moyers and his crew of Boy Scouts put together this bench for his Eagle Scout project. Now, students will have a place to sit down while they wait for a ride home. If you have a project idea that would benefit our school, you can talk to Miss Heidi or Mr. Hoffman at the front office.
Chieftains, if you have credits you need to recover or want to get ahead of the game, sign up for summer school. Flyers are posted all around campus with a QR code you can scan to register for a class. You can take courses online or in person. It is highly recommended you take in-person courses if you are recovering classes. These kick off on June 12th and end July 12th from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Don't miss out on the opportunity to get back on track.
We've seen these crazy big hamster balls down on the football field during pep rallies. Only, it wasn't hamsters inside, it was Hoffman and Alfie. Are you ready to see more of these plastic balls bouncing around with people inside of the next pep rally? Have you ever heard of zorbing? These guys don't know what they're talking about, so I'm here to tell you about zorbing. Zorbing is a high-intensity outdoor sport where a singular person or a duo will ride inside a gigantic insulated plastic ball, like a hamster ball. While playing the sport, the zorber will ride down a semi-steep to steep hill and hopes to get the fastest time. This sport was invented by New Zealanders Andrew Akers and Dwayne van der Sluys in the 1990s. After its invention, zorbing spread to parts of Asia, Europe, and North America. Now, you may be thinking, is this safe? Mostly. There's always a risk when you're rolling around mostly uncontrolled, but typically the highest risks are some gnarly bruises and a couple scrapes. As the zorb balls are built with shock absorbers in the form of air or sometimes water placed in between the layers of the zorb ball. Come with me, and let's see what our fellow classmates know about zorbing. Chris, now that you've been informed about zorbing, are you going to become an avid zorber?
Yes, totally. I'm gonna be an avid zorber every day, all day, 24/7, 20 times a day.
Hey Piper, how do you feel about zorbing?
I love zorbing. Zorbing's the best.
I love zorbing just as much as I love tacos.
Instead of spending thousands of hours on Lisa, I should have been zorbing.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm a zorber for life.
Yay! Wow, that was really fun. I think you'll be able to catch me on the zorbing track. What about you, Senna?
I'll see you there. Senna Howell.
Jade Lewis, CSN.
For many, this year has been turbulent and confusing. People are in need of support, and lucky for them, the Shea Cafe is more than willing to help. The Shea Cafe is a nonprofit, volunteer-run collective located on 3035 Theater District Drive, La Jolla, where various community and charity events are held. Every day from 12 to 5 p.m., the cafe offers free food and free tutoring for any who decide to show up. Because the Chs Cafe pours all of their money into supporting the community, they often struggle to support themselves. One easy way you can help support the cafe is by going to one of their musical venues, in which they allow local bands from all genres to play shows for people. For example, there will be a jazz show happening on the 13th of March at 6:30 with tickets costing only $15. If you want to help support a pillar of the SD community or just want to hear some good music, go on down to the Chs Cafe.
Last Friday and Saturday, our girls' water polo team made Clairemont High history. The girls traveled to Mount San Antonio College in northeastern LA to compete in the SoCal State Championship game. The girls placed second in the Division 2. In Division 2, top 5 in San Diego County, and 4th place in the state. This is the first ever Clairemont High School sports team to travel and compete in a state championship game, and the girls were very excited about competing.
Going to the finals is an awesome experience. I wouldn't have been able to do it without my teammates, and it was definitely cool to go to Mount Sac and play in the semis and the state finals. It was amazing.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it was just such a cool experience for us, like all of us being juniors, having no seniors, and having this experience for next year going into Division 1 and trying to win all the things ever.
We had a lot of hope for ourselves, but we had no idea that we could ever make it this far. I'm just incredibly proud of my teammates and my coach, and it's just such a great feeling.
Boys indoor volleyball has kicked off their season with a swing, starting with a home game on February 21st against Bishops, a Division 1 team. The boys demonstrated their rigorous off-season work in a tight point-by-point match that resulted in an unfortunate loss. The following weekend, the varsity team was off to Montgomery High School for the first day of the Sweetwater tournament, hosting 60-plus teams. They went undefeated on Friday, seating them in the gold bracket for the following day, where our Chieftains fought to the finals, bringing home the second-place trophy in the silver division. Led by varsity team captain senior Slater Beecham and junior Makoa Minor, the team, consisting of only 3 returning starters, shows promise in continuing their 2-year streak as league champions and getting another shot in CIF finals. The varsity boys team shows no sign of slowing down, with 2 more tournaments scheduled before league play, on March 8th through 9th and on March 22nd and 23rd. Come support your fellow Chieftains in their next home game on March 29th against High Tech High.
CHS Baseball is conducting their 2024 fundraising challenge to help financially support their program and contribute towards new equipment. This includes new uniforms, travel expenses, and anything to help support their practice and better the team. If you wish to contribute, please scan the QR code to donate. You must choose to donate to a specific player on the team, so pick your favorite Chieftain. There's 21 days left, so there's still plenty of time to donate. Any amount of money helps. Let's support our fellow Chieftains.
On this day of history in 1940, Hattie McDaniel became the first African American to win an Oscar. Born in 1895, McDaniel faced numerous challenges. She was criticized for portraying black stereotypes, but she said she would rather play a maid than actually be one. Although Martin Luther King's speech was 23 years later, McDaniel won the Oscar Best Supporting Actress in Los Angeles for her unforgettable role in the film Gone with the Wind. Her win was groundbreaking, as it challenged racial barriers in the film industry, paving the way for future generations of African American actors and actresses. And so, on this day, we celebrate Hattie McDaniel's remarkable role on cinema history, as she continues to inspire us with her talent, resilience, and spirit.
That's it for our show. I hope you enjoyed it.
Don't forget to tune in Monday for Lauren and Noah when they bring you the ASB updates. Kudos to you, Chieftains!
Keep it orange and blue, Clairemont. Bye!